Okay, today our topic is storing carbohydrates. It's a subtopic of photosynthesis. Uh, in this topic, we will, at the end of this lesson, we will be able to define carbohydrates, describe the types of carbohydrates, and differentiate between glucose and starch. And the last one is to know how to test the presence of starch in a food material. So let's start. Definition. Carbohydrates are large-sized biomolecules and are one of the three main ways by which our body obtains its energy. They are called carbohydrates as they are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen at their chemical level. Like chemically, they consist of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. The food sources of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are essential nutrients which include sugar, fibers, and starch. They are found in grains, vegetables, fruits, and in milk and other dairy products. They are the basic food groups which play an important role in the healthy life. Types of carbohydrates. Broadly, we divide carbohydrates into three categories. Glucose, which are the most simplest form of carbohydrates, are the simplest sugars, you can say. Sucrose, the complex sugars are types of carbohydrates. And last one is the starch, which is the most complex form of sugars, are carbohydrates. Glucose. As you know, during photosynthesis, with the help of sunlight, glucose is formed from carbon dioxide and water. So what is glucose? The most simplest form of carbohydrates. During photosynthesis, food is produced in this form, as I told you, that from carbon dioxide and water. When they react together, they form glucose. So during photosynthesis, glucose is formed. They can be readily used by the body as energy source. We obtain our energy from glucose while its breakdown occurs inside the cell during the process of respiration. So during respiration, glucose is broken down in the presence of oxygen to produce energy or to release energy. So they can be readily used by the body as energy source. We obtain our energy, we perform different types of function due to that energy which comes from our food, and in our food glucose is the source which is used during the process of respiration. They are readily soluble in water. They are sweet in taste. Starch. Starch is the most complex form of carbohydrates. They contain long chains of glucose molecules. Like these glucose molecules which are produced during the process of photosynthesis, they are then joined together by glycosidic bonds into large molecules which are known as starch. There are hundreds and thousands of glucose molecules in starch. In a single molecule of starch, it may contain hundreds of glucose molecules, or it may contain thousands of glucose molecules, depending upon the type of polysaccharide or depending upon the type of that carbohydrates. They are insoluble in water and are tasteless. So due to their insolubility in water and their tastelessness, they are the storage form of food in plants. Like the extra glucose molecules which are not used by the plant body is transported to the lower parts of the plant body like roots and stem, where they are stored for the future use. Like whenever there is no sunlight and there is no photosynthesis and no new glucose is formed, then the stored carbohydrate form like starch, it is then broken down again into sucroses, and then from sucroses to glucose, and then glucose is used by the cells in the process of respiration to release energy for the life functioning. How will we know that if a food contains starch or not? For that, we have a test known as iodine test. During iodine test, if starch is present By the addition of that iodine, aqueous solution of iodine, it will turns into an intense blue-black color upon the addition of aqueous solution of iodine. Aqueous solution of iodine means the solution, the liquid form of iodine. While in the absence of starch, the brown color of the aqueous solution remains the same. Like there is no color change when there is no starch present. Thank you for watching.